What's up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the Star Wars Black Series Archive, Darth Revan. This figure, I've been excited and dying to get this ever since they originally announced it a long time ago. Because for me, Darth Revan is like one of my all-time favorite Sith, Jedi, whatever you want to call him. Just he's my all-time favorite character in the Star Wars series. For those of you who don't know who Darth Revan is, he's actually a Jedi who turned evil, but actually he wasn't really turned evil on his own accord. His mind was taken over by the Sith Emperor. Not Emperor Palpatine, but the actual Sith Emperor from... This Emperor was 500 years before Palpatine was even born. So the Sith Empire fought the Republic, the old Republic, and the Jedi and the Sith were in a massive war. Darth Revan's mind was taken over by the Emperor and made him turn evil. And then when he broke it, he stayed evil for a while. And then he ended up eventually turning back to the light side as a Jedi. He was ostracized from the Jedi Council, but they still accepted him as part of the Jedi. It was weird. He was the only Jedi to be welcomed back, but still able to be doing things that the Jedis don't accept. Like, he was married, he had a kid, and the Jedi were okay with it. They even brought back his wife for a little bit, but she decided the way they treated him as like an outsider, she decided to step away and remain away from the Jedi Council. But yeah, I love Darth Revan. His story is just amazing. He actually completely ended the war. If you guys watch Mandalorian, when he took Baby Yoda to the weapon building chick, I can't remember her name right now off the top of my head, but when he took it to her and she explained it was a Jedi was a race that they fought a war long ago, that was when Darth Revan was a part of it. Darth Revan's one that ended that war when it was the Mandalores versus, the Jedi back in the day. Mandalore was the one that completely destroyed the Mandalorians, took the helmet of Mandalore, which it's hard to say if that's canon or not, because in the TV show, they only talked about the Dark Blade, being the owner of that is the leader of Mandalore. But in reality, you needed the Dark Blade and you needed the helmet of Mandalore to be the leader of the Mandalorians. He took the blade and the helmet and he hid it away on a hidden planet. And that's how he was able to end the war, because they weren't able to bring their own leader. So then you had clan leaders instead, and they disbanded for 20 years before he actually turned back to the light side after he became Darth Revan and went back to being Revan the Jedi, came back to the light side and decided to help them find the mask, because when he came back from the dark side to the light side, the Jedis wiped his memory of the dark side. And while he tried to find the mask, he was able to bring his memories back. And that's how, his story. And then he actually sacrificed his life to stop the Sith Empire from attacking the Old Republic again. Because there was a war that went on for years from the Jedi and the Sith that killed many people. Sadly, it was in vain, because 20 years after that, another war started. And it ended with Darth Bane killing off all the Sith Lords and become, the power of two. One apprentice and one, master. But that's another story. So anyway, Darth Revan he's just amazing. He was one of the greatest Sith Lords, and he was also one of the greatest, most powerful Jedis. Everything about him was awesome. So yeah, I'm just really excited to get in this figure now. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything. So in the front, you have Darth Revan right here. You have the window box here. You can be able to see him. You got his two sabers. That's another thing. Even though he was a Sith Lord, he carried the red saber and his original, Jedi saber with him. So he always dual wielded the sabers. So on the back, you have another picture of Darth Revan. We got Star Wars Black Series right here. And then you got a little mock-up of him. So I'm going to bring it in so you guys can see that. Darth Revan, the enigmatic former hero of this Jedi Civil War. Darth Revan continued to play a pivotal role in the ongoing war between the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic. Like I said, he was the one that, he prevented oh, what's his name? The Sith Emperor from attacking again, up until he eventually died. So and then right here you got kind of a timeline of the 50 years. So yeah, so let's go ahead and open it and take a look at closer look at the figure and everything. So let's get into it. All right, so now we have him out of the packaging. He just looks amazing with the two sabers and everything. Oh, amazing. So let's actually get a closer look at the details. I just can't talk. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the lightsabers, and then we'll look at the figure. So let's go ahead and get him out of his hands real quick. There we go. So first up, we have his Jedi Saber. There we go. It just looks fantastic. I love the shape of it and the markings. Yeah, I just love these sabers. There's actually really good quality sabers too. And then here's the Sith Saber, the red saber. These things just amazing, and they don't feel as cheap as the original sabers. When last one I opened up with Ahsoka and General Grievous, those sabers didn't feel too good. They felt very flimsy. These have feel good. You know, they don't feel too flimsy and stuff, so they have real good stiffness to them, and they feel pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the figure himself. So he has his hood, which is like a hard rubber, and then his cape is the soft cloth. Same thing with his like belt sash right here is going to be that rubber again, and then for the rest of his robes going down, it's also going to be cloth, and then the front right here is also going to be rubber. I do like the feel of the cloth. It feels really good. It's soft. It doesn't have like a rough texture to it like some of the other cloth items. It is starting to kind of unravel. I got little bits and pieces here and there, but that's expected with this type of stuff, with like the ends being kind of shredded like that on the bottom too. So let's go ahead and look at his articulation. So the head does not have movement due to the fact it's kind of stuck in the cloak. I was hoping his mask came off, but it doesn't. So you have the full rotation of the hip swivel, and you can go up and down, side to side also. So that's really cool. So joint movements, even though you have the hard rubber here, he can still put his hands fully up into the T-pose, which that's really good. I cannot talk. That's really good. I'm really happy about that with the T-pose because it can help him with posability. I was worried when I felt how hard the rubber was that he wasn't going to be able to put his arms up, but I'm really glad he can put his arms up like that. So it helps with posability. You have the single joint elbows. I really wish we had double jointed elbows on these. I mean, in this day and age, I feel like every figure should be double jointed. So then let's go ahead and take a look at the legs. So you can go move up this a bit, move up his thing. There we go. So he can not do quite the full splits, not quite. There is a double jointed knees. There is a hip swivel, if we can move that way. So you got a hip swivel too. You got double jointed knees. Also, you have the ankle articulation, up, down, and then side to side. He's able to stand immediately without too much work. Like right out the box, I got him to stand, and whoop. I can get him to stand again. There we go. So I mean, like, I had to work him a bit, but like not too much working with him to get him to stand. He can stand quite well on his own. Like I said, straight out the box, I literally took him out, adjusted his ankle a bit, and then he stood. So I mean, so let's go ahead and look at the actual detailing of the figure. His mask has like really good detail. It's hard to tell with the hood. It makes it look a little dark, but no, it has really good detailing in here. You even got some battle damage right here. His armor looks good. I kind of wish right here where they have it attached to the actual hood, it would have had the rubber over the top of it instead of just painting the rest in. That I feel like they kind of missed him on that one. It's hard to tell if that's a nick, like a paint splotch or if it's battle damage or not. There is a little black smudge going across right here. Other than that, I really like the detailing of it. You can see a little paint going over right here into the black. Right here should have been also rubber like this part, but it's not too bad. I'm loving his ankles and the legs and stuff, the coloring and the painting of it. It's really good in-depth detailing on that. Everything about this looks really good. Like I said, there's a little bit of paint runoff right here, and I wish it was rubber right here, like the rubber, but like the soft rubber plastic that they have like for his belt right here. The top part, it's just painted on, and then right here that connects the hood on, that's just painted on too. I feel like they could have made that rubber too, but that's just minor detailing. I'm just nitpicking now, but all in all, this is a good figure. It stands, I mean, it stands quite well. Let me readjust his ankles. There we go. I had my arms down, I was putting weight, so I kept falling forward. But he stands well. He feels good in hand. He has a good weight to him. He's not too heavy and not too light. He is a bit loose here, but that's nothing. I've seen figures where, I mean, they're extremely loose. He's posable. He's really easy to move. It's not that hard to move his arms, his legs, or anything. It's definitely worth picking up. I would 100% recommend, if you happen to come across this in the store, pick it up. Especially if you're a Star Wars fan. The main thing he came from was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the game. That was where he was started, but then they kind of brought him into canon with a lot of different things. And then now they kind of officially announced him as canon. Also, if you guys paid attention in the last Star Wars movie they made, of, you know, the last trilogy, I'm not talking about side movies, but actual trilogy, one of the starships of the Last Order was called the Revan, and it was a homage to Darth Revan. Actually, each starship was named of a different Sith Lord. There's even a Bane starship. So, I mean, you can catch it in one of the parts where they're switching back and forth between antennas. They actually say the name, the Revan. A lot of people say that's not good enough for canon, but for me it is. Man, I'll take anything to make him canon of the storyline in Star Wars. There was rumor that they were making a movie of Darth Revan. So if they can make a Darth Revan movie, or even a series, I would 100% watch that in a heartbeat. But yeah, no, back to the figure. This figure is really good. It feels good in hand, has a good weight. Definitely recommend picking it up. If you want to pick up yours, I'll have a link in the description down below. It is an affiliate link, so it will help out the channel and everything, but it'll also help you with some discount on it. I believe with that link you can get 10% off. So definitely, if you want to pick up yours, I'll have a link in the description below. And yeah, definitely pick it up, in my opinion. This is a great figure. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.